I like to invent things, not for myself, but for other people, especially for Filipinos. I knew I could do something, and not doing anything was a horrible feeling. Loving your country is the closest thing to loving God. I am Carlos Basilio Victor Osorio Reyes, and I'm what you call an inventor. When I was young, my father used to call me Siranico because every time I had a new toy, the first thing I would do is to open it up and see why it works and how it works. When I grew up, the fascination grew more. I was exposed more to things that I could not understand. And that's the lack of understanding actually made me more curious. And I guess it was just really the curiosity of why things work and how they work. We were in the business of vinegar. And since we were in the business of vinegar, there was this creature called alamid. And the alamid kept on taking our vinegar sap because it was sweet. So, what happened then, pinag-aralan ko yung animal na yon. And I found out that the same animal that was eating my sap from the kaong tree was the same animal that was producing kopi luwak. That's how I started the love affair, you may say, with coffee. Coffee was born out of slavery. Nandyan yung master, nandyan yung slave. And it still is like that right now. It's the big corporations dictating to the farmers because they are powerless. I want to empower farmers. How? By letting them be able to do what the big guys can do. And how do you do that? Technology. Naisipan kong gawin yung coffee machine na yan dahil marami akong kaibigan sa bundok na nakita ko wala silang oportunidad. And I had the skill to create things. And I felt that it was a blessing that I should share. I actually had a friend from Sagada who used to be my guide. Because I love to go up the mountains, I enjoy the mountains. So, and he, unfortunately, he got into jail. And since he was a good friend of mine, I helped his family because he was in jail, he couldn't help his family. So we put up a coffee shop for them, which is called now Banas Cafe. And that's how it started. Unit number 0001 is in Sagada. It's in Banas Cafe. That was in 2006 when we started that. The first time that we gave the machines, actually we don't really give machines because they also have responsibilities with the machines. We ask them to pass it forward. The first time that we gave the machine to, let's say, in Sagada, the people there were very cautious. They weren't so sure of our intentions. It took them 3 years just to understand that, you know, it was for them. Because probably they're not used to people like me, crazy enough, to give something and not ask for anything in return. So it's varied. As we went on, it became more clear to the people or to the communities that we were there to help. And of course, alam mo naman ang Pinoy, basta tutulong, okay. Pagka tulungan na, medyo pag-iisipan. But nonetheless, that's not the point. We came here to help and we're not really much for anything else. It's been to far north, all the way to Holo. We just don't sell machines. We teach people how to go into business. Because it's more than machines that we're selling. We're selling futures. We're selling livelihoods. That's the reason why I built the machine. Not for the machine, but for the people who will use the machines. It really doesn't matter if you get anything in return. It's not the return that I'm after. It's because it's there inside me to help, blame it on my genes. It's not something that you weigh and tell yourself and pat yourself on the back and say, you've done a good job. The job doesn't end until I've laid down my tools. Alam mo, marami na akong minahal eh. Nagmahal ako ng kotse, nagmahal ako ng babae. Nothing compares to loving your country. Hindi siya masukat eh. Alam mo kasi, when you're there and you meet a lot of frustrations, when people try to binababoy, pag binababoy nila, you just have to bear it and hope for the best. I'd like to build more machines for these people, because I believe that technology is one of the best ways to improve lives of people. So long as the technology is giving, not technology that is getting. We all wish our children will follow, but I do not like to force my children into these things. I want them to come into it for themselves and understanding why. It's really up to them. There's a lot of things that I like to do. I like to do small sugar mills for communities. Have their own sugar, produce their own oil, make them self-sustaining, make them resilient. Hindi sila nakadepende sa ibang bagay na para lang bumili. Let them grow economically. Let their money stay there. Let them enjoy the benefits of their labor. And the only thing they need is technology. I don't want to be known as a coffee producer. I just want to do my job. I am not an egotistical person. I find my fulfillment in knowing what I've done. And when the end of the day comes, I know I have done a good job.